God, the creation of the world, Adam and Eve, and 3 angels. It's also the story of a couple of composers. The first one is George Frederick Handel, and the second one is Joseph Haydn, whom we sometimes refer to as Papa Haydn because of his remarkable sense of humor. So let's talk about Handel and Haydn first of all. Handel came to England. He was pretty successful in opera for a while, and then he invented something called oratorio. This is a new idea of lots of people in the choir, not 10 or 20, but maybe 100 or 200. And also not necessarily paid professional singers from the king's court, but possibly even blue-collar people who just love to sing. So something new happened. Music for big choirs. And the kind of music that was written for this is called an oratorio. Maybe a 1.5, 2, maybe even 3-hour story. So you need a theme if you're going to do an oratorio. Handel came up with quite a few and wrote some wonderful oratorios for choirs. Then there was a bit of a gap. Haydn came along 50 years later to England, great triumph, everyone was interested in symphonies, and they said he had no idea what an oratorio was and all that stuff. And then someone said, let's go to Westminster Abbey. They're doing an oratorio by Handel this afternoon. So off he went to Westminster Abbey. Many of you have been there, you know the place. And dear Haydn experienced his first oratorio, his first understanding of what Handel had created. And he was blown away and quickly determined, I want to write an oratorio too. Conveniently, someone was standing by saying, well, actually, there is a script left over, a libretto left over from when Handel was writing his stuff, never got used by Handel. And this script, we think, would suit you just fine. And Haydn, yeah, what's it all about? Well, it's about the creation of the heaven and earth. It's the story that we find right at the beginning of the Bible in Genesis, chapter 1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. So, Haydn was greatly inspired by these words, went away and wrote something called The Creation. Wonderful exposition, full of his humor, but a lot of thoughtfulness and a lot of reverence for the Creator who had created such an incredible creation. So, where did the angels come in? There's going to be 3 angels. I only got 2 here right now. But the way Haydn has got it set up is that 3 angels kind of run a commentary and usher in the great events. The choir gets to join in and comment or celebrate, or when it's just too exciting to keep silent, they burst forth with a wonderful, great, big, glorious chorus like the heavens are telling the glory of God. Now, if you follow the story of creation, Adam and Eve weren't on the picture for a while. A little later, they come along. They are created. And they're clearly in love with the creation around them, and they're in love with God. Most of all, they're in love with each other. So the latter half of, or latter third of Haydn's creation is quite a bit of the kind of love between Adam and Eve. And so we have 2 soloists, Adam and Eve, to add to the 3 angels, and they tell the story of the first couple in the garden, and again comment on the wonder of creation and their love for each other. And all of this is gloriously summed up by the choir in one uplifting chorus after another, and so we have Haydn's creation.